Hello, 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 my darlings. Thank you for joining me on A Slice of Life, A Slice of Life. I know you haven't seen any glasses like this. These are the craziest glasses, but I can see out, although you can't see in. And sometimes today I just felt like I needed a filter. This is the best filter I can get for what's going on in the world. If I could just hide behind these glasses today, I wanted to hide behind them because I just cannot believe. I find it just it's unbelievable what is going on today in America. And so I know these are fun glasses, but I just want to stay in them. I just want to be like this. I just want to curl up. Is that the fetal position you get in? And just curl up sometimes and just say, what in the world is going on? I don't get it. I will not get it. And I don't understand why. Well, I know how we came to this. We all know in the voting booth how we came to this. But so many people are being punished, and it's just hard for me. I'm gonna come out of them. I just today I just want to hide behind them. I just want to hide behind them. I tell you. So let's talk about some positive things. One, I wanted to talk to the 45-year-olds, 55, 65, and 75, 85, but mostly the 45-year-olds. Because at 45, nobody said to me that you have a possibility of 55 more years on the earth. See, what my friends and I, my classmates, we all came like one day, we just like, dang, what happened? How did we get this age? We woke up one day and it was in our face. Listen, we looked at these things. Hold on, you know where I'm going with this. We saw these. Oh, that's kind of dirty looking. We saw these, but we didn't believe them because we were looking at ourselves. And then one day we woke up and that self, that all that connected somewhere along the way. You're going to wake up one day and that beautiful, beautiful, gorgeous face that you had, just everything all tight. And a beautiful smile, and all that beautiful hair, and all those glistening eyes. All that's gonna fade. And you're gonna say, who is that? What happened? What happened? I do have a song called Something Happened Today. I'm not gonna go there. Listen, 45. I need to tell you that you have the possibility of 55 more years on the earth. Yes, 55. You have the possibility of 45 more days on earth. Or for years. You know how many years? That's a lot of days. And 65, let me see, you have the possibility of 35 more years. 65, you got 35 more years. 55, you got 45. And then 75, you got 25 more years. The 80 people, we on the short stick. We got at least 20. That's a lot of days. Let me tell you what happens. Let me just talk about Georgian. Talk about Georgian. There's some more Georgians out there. At 45, I was having life. You know, you have when 45 and you got a kid, they're usually 13, 14, 15, somewhere in there. So you got that age group to deal with. You got high school to deal with, or middle school, depending on when you had the baby, or college to deal with. But something's going on at 45 that's busy with some young person that you have brought into the world that they didn't ask to come. So you got to take care of them, make sure everything's all right. You and a partner, you and a spouse, you and somebody, you by yourself, me and the Lord, okay? And you're getting up, going to bed. You're getting up, going to bed. You and your husband getting up, going to bed. You and your partner getting up, going to bed. You're getting up, going to bed. Getting up, going to bed. Okay, you gotta have this. And then every day it's a list. Every weekend and the time is just, clocks is going tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. But you're not looking at the clock because you know everything is, okay? And so you just going home. You got to get on with life. You got to get this and get that. Got to get the red bottom shoes. It's just a mad dash for everything all at once at one time. And then a movie like that, I think I like that thing where everything. You're not thinking about anything but the next day. because you know you got to go to work. You got something going on at the job. And then you got this going on. And this is going on. And that's going on. And time is going tick-tock, 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 tick-tock. You're not looking at the time. I'm telling you to take a minute. Take a minute. Take a pause and look at the clock. That's what I'm asking. I'm saying take a minute and look at the clock. Take a second and look at the clock and say, oh, wait a minute now. See, sometimes when the children leave, the husband and wife leave each other. And so what happened? The kids are like, what happened? Because they spent their whole life worried about you, and they never had anything going on with them. They're in the same bed, yeah, okay, kiss you, and then life, just run, bam, y'all gone to school. And who is he and what is he to me? Who is she and what is she to me? I'm married to her. I'm married to him. He don't do that here. So you didn't see all that because you had the kids. And now all of a sudden it's just the two of you. See, but you didn't stop the clock. Put the brakes on this life thing, baby. Put the brakes on there and look and see and investigate. Stop that. Stop it. You can't stop the clock, but you can stop you from being on that, running. I'm running like that. You got to stop it. And you got to look to the left, look to the right. Stop the clock. Center yourself. Say, baby, what we doing? What we going to do? Because these people going to be going on and they're going to leave us. See, you always wanted a house in Portugal or Spain or somewhere. You always wanted something. And so you say, I can't get that thing right now, but you can put $1 away to get that thing. You count how long it takes them people to go somewhere, or when they go somewhere. You put my grandmama used to have a sock. Mm-hmm. I used to tell you I was the only one who knew where the money was. The money was tied up in a sock on the bedpost on the wall. That's where the money was. Okay? You need to get you a sock. You need to get you a box. You need to get you something. Because the bank is not I don't know if the bank is, get you something. Maybe nowadays they got little steel cases. Get you something. I'm starting with the 45-year-olds, because y'all young enough. They said they're not going to have dollar money anymore. It's going to be all digital. Don't know. That's what it's looking like. That's what they want. But in the meantime, we're dealing with the dollars. Now you 45, everything. Y'all, you and your husband, you and your spouse, you and your partner, everything's everything. Kids but stop a minute and get a grip on your other life, because these people are gonna leave home. They're going somewhere, and they love you, but they're gonna say bye-bye. Especially when they're off in school. That empty nest feeling is for real. I never heard of that until I had one. But I work for the airlines. And I was empty nest. I miss my daughter. But those people going on with their life. You don't have time to be getting up in their stuff. And you get up in their stuff if it's grades, or they get in some trouble, or they need some money, or you don't know what happened to the money, and they had something going on in school. That's when you get in their stuff. Otherwise, they're off in school somewhere. You need to have something to do. Because you're going to wake up and you're going to be 83. I hope so. You're going to be, and looking good and feeling good. But you got to stop now. That house you want, that whatever car that is you think you want to drive, plan some things for the future. Those people on TV, those financial people, they're not just they fix it like they're talking to just the rich. But you don't have to have rich to have financial savvy, to be financially savvy. You don't have to have one of those fancy offices to sit down and figure out what you all want to do. You all got some good sense. These people going somewhere. And then have you ever thought about both of y'all going to work? I told you, but both of you all work somewhere where it's all online and you don't have to go in the office, then you need to go somewhere else and live. Well, you don't have to live here. You can live in another country. The money's still gonna come into the bank. You just be getting the money in rubles or getting it in franc or getting it in something, some other kind of money. You see? And you're exploring. Because when I tell you life is short, I found out it was 8 people in that van. All of them perished. And I didn't hear, still been busy all day. But I'm gonna finally get the story somewhere along the way. Where they're going on, were they on vacation? Were they traveling to something specific? Were they on their way home? I don't know the whole story, but I do know 8 people like that, you see. And so you enjoy it now and you plan for enjoyment later. And stop the rat race long enough to at least get the rat food lined up for the future. Because you just, and you wake up and you're 83. I mean, I was good through my 70s. I was so happy to be 70. 45, you're going to be happy to be 70. You said, Georgianne, why you say that? Because the Bible. Oh, man. He give you 70 years? You done something right. That's a blessing number of 70. I was so excited to turn 70. I was afraid I wasn't going to make it. I stayed up all night. I knew my daughter was going to take me out or go somewhere. And I was like, I haven't had a party since I turned 50. One of the reasons, I think Avalon gave me some at 50, maybe 51, 55, something. But I haven't had any because I noticed that everybody had those great big parties and great big events. They turned 85 and they did the next year. That may be coincidental, I don't know, but I just rather just like, let me just cruise along. let me just stay low key with all my birthdays. I'm excited about them. At some point people said, you have to stop looking forward to, oh my God, it's going to be another year. Baby, be glad it's another year. I almost went there. I almost went into another birthday. You know how much fun it was to have your birthday, especially when see, we got a little 11-year-old. So every birthday is 11 going on 12. Can't wait to 12. Then we can't wait to 13. And then we got 15. You remember all that. You remember it yourself, how excited you were to turn 16. Ooh, you thought you was somebody at 16. You thought you was somebody at 13. Knowing most of my people on the other side, you thought you was somebody as soon as you found out you were somebody. I know my audience. But listen to me. 45-year-olds, you have 55 more years. You cannot be just getting up, putting your clothes on, going to work, getting up, putting your clothes on, going to work, and don't have something down the road that you know you're going to do. You're not going to be okay. You can't do it now, but you're going to plan to do it later. Those financial people I see on TV, they always have people, and they have money and da-da-da-da-da. Baby, you got the same thing they got on that television. You need to figure out what it is. I heard somebody say, I'm not going to say, somebody in my family said, I'm getting me a beach house. Mm-hmm. I heard a person say, and you know what? And they're going to get it. And so they just go to work and do this, that, and that. But in their mind, they say, I'm getting me a beach house. Same thing I said, I'm singing me some songs. I'm right. I'm doing me an album. And one night, I don't know, I was just looking at my phone or my something, and it said, have you always wanted to do an album? I'm telling you that he got a sense of humor. I said, what? Push the button. Come on with that. Let's do this. I want you to I don't want you to come up and wake up and there it is. Wake up and there it is. You know your hair gonna change and you can get all that going on and your hair start changing and then something start changing and you get in some kind of depression about it. And you start putting the filters on. I gotta find out what a filter is. I did a filter on TikTok, baby. I had to undo that That was so unrealistic. I was like, oh, hell no. It looked like the other Georgianne. Those of you who've been knowing me a long time, it looked like her. I'm like, I ain't trying. Let me look like this Georgianne. Cause that Georgianne, she was good. See, she was something. I don't need to look like that. I need to look like this one. You see, but cause I'm not in a dream world. This is good. This is good right here. All this is good. All this. Cause I put on as much stuff as I can. Now, when I first started this show, I wanted Botox. I did, but I heard about some after effects of Botox. And then I heard you can't hardly talk when something like and you I can't do all that. We're not doing all that. 45, listen. I want you to enjoy every bit of this 45. 55, 55 is wonderful. Double nickels, baby. See, I got memories all up. 83. I can just go back. What you want to talk about? 63? You want to talk about what? 70? Ooh, 73. You want to talk about 53? You want to talk about 43? You want to talk about 30? You're 20. I'm just saying. Because you should have had a great time at going places and seeing things. I think I've been to France 2 or 3 times by 23, 24. Yeah, I have. You see what I'm saying? You just can't wake up and you're older. You just can't do that. I'm not gonna let that happen. That's not what I'm all about now. I want you to go and get your own little financial people. Call on your friends that they know something about bookkeeping, and call somebody else that got a travel agency, and call somebody else on real estate, and get the markets all together. And somebody, you look at your savings account, you look how long you're gonna work, you figure out what they're doing in the economy, you find you some stuff to invest in. You work towards that thing while you still getting up in the morning, driving somebody somewhere. While you still getting up in the morning, looking at him saying, what are you doing that today? While you getting up in the morning, coming back, getting the groceries, say, what we're going to eat tonight? Okay, let me see what I can fit. Okay, what we're going to cook? We're going to cook it together with what? All that goes on because that's life. But in the midst of that, don't forget who you are. And you say, I always want to go back to school. See, that whole thing about going back to school, that's another thing. Get that out the way. Get it out the way. Or if you're going into a second marriage, because I talk about it in my book, then make sure that's understood from, like, we're gonna marry again, but I'm going back to school. Oh, you cool, because if you're not cool on that, I'm going on anyway. I'm going back to school. You see, get some plans. This is all about getting some plans, because let me tell you something. They got some plans for you and me. Yes, they do. I don't know all the years they're talking about. They're talking about 2037. I don't know. I'm 2025 and 83, so I'm good. But for 45-year-olds, y'all got 2037 to look at. Y'all got 2053 to look at. Okay, and we don't know. So we want you to have some kind of life, and have it. God wants you to have it more abundantly. It's nowhere in the Bible where it says he wants you to be poor. Where does it say that? Where does it say be poor and broken down and unhappy? Where does it say that? I never read it. Wayne, I never read that. If it's somewhere in there, like Wayne would call me in on that Bible thing now. Cornell will too. And I got 2 people in the house with me that are Bible experts, especially my son-in-law. Oh, Lord. I don't even try to say a verse in front of him. But I digress. Listen to me. A lot of I want to do politics. I tell you that Tabitha does politics, Joy does politics, Roland Martin does politics, and Lemon does politics. So you all get them 4 people and stick with them for the politics because they break it down. I can't regurgitate it like that because I won't have a channel. And so I want to keep my channel. So I stay away from as much as I can from politics. But the politics, it's hard to get around them. It's hard to get around every day. Every day. And you have to do something to make sure you and your family are covered every day. Not only with the blood of Jesus, and not only with knowledge that He has given you, and the discernment that you have, but you got to get up every day with something, and you got to get up with some thoughts about what you're gonna do, and then it may come to a point. I pray not. Well, we all may have to have an exit. I'm not trying to have an exit because that's what you want. You want to erase me to the point where I'm gone off the country, out the country. I don't think we need to do that. I don't think unless it get to a point, then you got to be able to go. Everybody got the passport. I'm telling you, better have your passport and have copies of the copies. You know, people coming up missing, and it's, I don't know. I don't want to be depressed today, but we'll tell you some good news. So I have 2 books in the computer. I only got 1 now because I got 1 today. I got my author's copy. Now I will show you the front of this book, but I do self-publishing, right? So I decided that this wonderful cover that I loved needed a little something. If it ain't broke, you know what I'm going to say. Don't fix it. So now I can't get that cover back. And I had to go with another cover that I'm not crazy about. And so I don't know. But anyway, this is a little something that I did that I think you'll like. But I'm not going to talk about it till I can show it to you. But anyway, now I don't have but 1 more in there. So the whole You Live Here, Where'd You Go series, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is it 5 books to it now? 5. It was 4. 5 books to the series. And the monograph. That's 6. And the videos. Okay, that's good. I'm proud of that work. I'm not proud of it like, no, I'm proud of it that from where I had to come from and what I've been doing, and that God let me, he let me stay here. He let me stay here to do that. He said, you got to do this. You got everything that's over here on this table that's in between 2 pieces of cardboard, so to speak, 2 covers, God gave to me. He gave me everything. In the middle of the night, I used to be up. I would get up. Well, I didn't go to bed until 3 or 4 o'clock anyway, but it'd be something he'd say, and I would put it on my phone. He would say, don't forget. And I've forgotten so many good ideas because sometimes I'm just so tired. I'm like, oh, Lord, I can't get up. That's the worst thing because you say, I'm going to remember it the next day. And you know, you get up the next day, you can't remember. So this last thing, he said, you got to do this. And I did it. Once you do what he says do, because he'll provide you the vision and the provision. He'll tell you, I didn't know how to do all this. I did not know how to do all this. And he said, you're going to do this. And I sat out on my computer and the stuff just came to me. And so I'm grateful to that. But in the meantime, in between time, I need you to organize yourself and organize yourself for now and later. Do you all remember the candy Now and Later? You never knew that candy was Now and Later. I told you the story. My daughter said she wanted that candy, had me looking all over the town for the candy, and we're asking people going to the store, do you sell this? They said, no, we don't sell that. Because of what the kids said, annihilator. And they said, we don't have any annihilator. And I said, what? But you know, all the kids eat that. I couldn't figure out. So one of them times I went into the store and I took Evelyn with me. And she said, there it is. And I said, well, why did the man tell me he didn't have it? So I looked at the thing. Y'all, every mother knows the story. What does it say? Now or later. That's my best story. I love that story so much because all of y'all know if you had some kids, some grandkids, they can't, I don't know where it's called annihilator. And little Gigi said she wanted some else, but because I had the experience, I said, I think you're talking about now or later. I said, no, no, now later. Because she heard some other kids and they gave her one and that's what they ate and everybody repeats the same thing. Isn't it amazing about children? Isn't it amazing how stuff continues? And that's what I think I like about being here with you all. I'm not gonna let you have some things continue. You're gonna you'll get off that treadmill long enough to get you some plans. Go into your own office, go into your own cupboard, go into your own closet, get your own bookkeeping, get your own calculator, get your own money, get your own savings account, get your money, get you a pencil, get you a pen, get whatever it takes to get, but so that you can have something later. Because we're in the now, but then we need to be ready for the later. I love you. They'll lock me up if they saw me like this. I love it. I love you. And you can't do anything about it. Not anything. Now or later.